Engage your clients through feedback, okay? So take some initiative here. Engage your current active customers rather than waiting for them to become inactive. So how can you do that? One of the ways you can do that is by asking for feedback, all right? Everyone has opinions, right? And my grandma. Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Female Empowered, and you are going to absolutely love this episode. Love it, because I am giving you something completely for free. Well, let's be honest, it's not for free. You have to give me your email address, but you don't have to pay for it. And it is something that is going to really significantly help you get clients, patients, customers back in your door with a successful win-back strategy. So what is a win-back strategy? So basically, a win-back strategy is a way that focuses on re-engaging lapsed customers, people that have no longer returned to your studio or your clinic, people that are no longer active. Maybe they even have packages or sessions left in their account, or they haven't been in an extended period of time. So we call this basically a win-back strategy. And our goal is to get these people that were warm or hot because they actually bought from us to extend their lifetime value with us, right? And I don't know if you know this, but this is a really interesting statistic, okay, that increasing your retention, increasing your customer retention by more than 5%, so 5%, 6%, 7% can actually more than double your profit. So let me say that again. If you're able to increase your retention, that means people coming back into your facility or people staying after they bought, can more than double your profits. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So that means that's without raising your prices, okay? That's without acquiring new customers. That's just with keeping the ones that have already come into your door. So most businesses always focus, they prioritize acquisition. And we hear this a lot, client acquisition, leads. How do we get new clients in the door? And while yes, that is important, less than 20% of businesses actually focus on retention. And I am a huge believer that focusing on retention is a better strategy for your business. Okay, so while most consumers are being distracted by other brands out there, they're constantly getting fed information about new products, new services, new business. Most of us business owners are also being distracted by other customers. So basically what I mean by that is business owners are often distracted by client acquisition. They're putting all their money and all their dollars and all their energy into getting new customers, and they forget about the customers that have already bought from us. It is much easier to get a client to continue to buy that has already bought from you. It's much less expensive than constantly going after new clients. So while they're both interesting levers that you can pull in your business to improve your profit, I believe that re-engagement and win-back strategies are not utilized enough in our business. And I really believe that they require less work, and they definitely require less money. So when I talk about my 5 pillars of marketing, re-engagement and retention is the final pillar. It's the last pillar of the 5, it's number 5. And many business owners forget about this pillar. And like I said, I believe it's one of the strongest levers you can pull in your business to increase your profit, which means more money in your pocket so that you can do with that money what you want, reinvest it in your business, open more studios so you can have more impact, so you can help more people, become more financially solvent, all right? give back to the community. Whatever you want to do with your profit is your choice, and having a really strong win back strategy is the way to do that. So if you haven't thought about really investing time, money, and energy into winning back people that have already bought from you, I would invite you to listen full to this episode, because at the end of the episode, I am actually going to give you our complete win back strategy, all of the email templates that we use, and the timeline in which they go out. And it's been very, very successful for us. We have like a 50 to 60% conversion with this win back strategy. So basically, if we send it out to 10 clients that have not been in the studio for a while, 5 of them return with a purchase or more. This is pretty good. Okay. So here are a few ways that you can initiate, start, or kind of like reinvigorate your own win back strategy. So number 1, engage your clients through feedback. Okay. So take some initiative here. Engage your current active customers rather than waiting for them to become inactive. So how can you do that? One of the ways you can do that is by asking for feedback. All right. Everyone has opinions, right? And my grandmother used to say opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Okay. So everyone has opinions. All right. Most people will gladly share their thoughts with you and feelings if they're given a chance. So give them a chance. Okay. Figure out what feedback you're going to request. What do you want to know from them? Right. So that you can create an experience for them that will really entice them to stay for an extended period of time, which increases their lifetime value with you. They're going to spend more money with you, basically. All right. So one of the things, here's a few examples of things that you can ask them through surveys. Now, if you want to do surveys, you can do a couple things very easily. SurveyMonkey, a lot of people use that. I love Google Forms. It's free. You can use Typeform is another one. If you use Airtable, it's another one of my favorite platforms. You can create surveys in Airtable and it populates all the data for you. Okay, so here's some things that you can ask. Number 1, would you recommend us to your family or friends? Now, usually what I do on this is I use a scale. So like 1 would be no, 2 would be somewhat likely, 3 would be likely, 4 would be, definitely likely, and 5 would be like 100% likely, something like that. And what I'm looking for are grades of 4 or 5. So that to me is success. So I know that these people are liking this product. Okay. Now, another thing that you can ask them is, how would you rate how easy it is to access our services? Things like, how easy was it to navigate the website? Is the mobile app friendly? We have good customer support? Was it easy to figure out where we were located? Was it easy to schedule? Okay, so because if the user experience is really clunky, that is one of the biggest barriers of entry to people. And you see that more and more often now because people's attention span is just very, very limited. So if you can't do it with like 1 click, then 90% of the time people are going to just leave and forget, leave a cart, abandon cart, or something like that. So really ask them, because one of the reasons it's good to ask your customers this is because you know your system like the back of your hand. So when you go in a schedule, you designed it. So it's really easy for you to figure out. So I will frequently ask family, friends, people that have no contact at all, no touch points within my business, to go on the website and try to schedule a class, or try to schedule a class, come into the studio, try to schedule a class, so they can give me feedback on what the user experience is like. Okay, so you can also ask things like, what other products or services would you like to see from us? And then rate your overall experience. These are some things really good. You can create this in an auto email that maybe goes out 4 or 5 sessions into their journey with you. Maybe it goes out after their very first session. Maybe it goes out every 3 months. Okay, so there's a lot of ways that you can get this data from people. All right, so how can you basically get this data from them? What are some ways that you can automate this so you're not doing it manually? So email is the most common and the easiest option. So like I just said, You can set it to go out if you have an automation in your CRM or your email software, where after 3 visits, they get this, an email that maybe says, how would you rate how easy it was to schedule your first session or find our facility. You can do it, you can set it up to automate it after their first month with you, or definitely after they have finished their intro round with you or their introductory package. So while email is the most common and easiest, I also do recommend trying to use a variety of channels. So if you have a texting feature, there's like simple text out there. There's a lot of texting features that are really, really inexpensive. So you can send mass text, or again, some softwares allow you to automate this process where you can choose email or text or both, and send this little questionnaire to your clients. So text, you can direct mail if you want. We don't really use this very much, but if you have a smaller footprint, you're a smaller studio right now or physical therapy practice, and you have, I don't know, 10 or 15 clients a week, you can take the time to maybe write personal handwritten notes and ask them for some feedback. All right. The other way you can do it is go on social media, ask in a Facebook group. All right. There are things like that. And then what we do is we gather this advice and we keep it in kind of a spreadsheet, so that when we're doing client appreciation days, or we're looking to revamp our services, or how can we win people back, we go straight to this and are like, what are people asking for? Okay, so this is a great, great way. The other thing is, if you can also do things to ask, if you're asking for feedback, you can say, like, if you complete the survey, you'll get an Amazon gift card or a Starbucks gift card, or a free class at the studio, or extra referral points or bonus points, or anything like that to get people, to entice people to give you feedback. All right. So another way is, so that way was engaging your current clients before they become inactive. A second way that you can do this is invite inactive customers to join a loyalty program. Now, if you don't have a loyalty program, I would encourage you to start one. And they're really, really easy to start. They do not take a lot of time and energy. And it's basically like everyone, like if you go to Starbucks, you get points. I think you get 2 points for every $1 you spend, and every so often you get a free coffee and you get to redeem your points. Most people don't even know that they're accumulating them, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, let's use this free coffee. Let's use these points for free coffee. So lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of businesses have reward programs. All right. But if you don't invite people to be a part of your reward program, how are they going to know about it? It's like if you host a party, but you don't invite a friend, how are they going to know to come to your party? And are they going to come? Most likely no. All right. So the same is true for our loyalty and referral programs. If we do not invite people to take part in them, they won't. Right? So if you can identify a segment of your inactive customers who haven't joined your program yet, this might be a way to invite them to come back. They may not have been aware of the program, especially if you didn't invite them. They may not realize that they have value that now they can receive in exchange for their loyalty, right? So send them an invitation. Invite them to join your loyalty program, your referral program, and educate them on the benefits and offering them maybe an incentive to sign up. So when you sign up for our loyalty program, you get an automatic 50 bonus points, right? American Airlines does this. When you sign up for their credit card or something to this effect, you get an automatic amount of frequent flyer miles or points. So this is the same thing. You can start a loyalty program, even if you're a small business. You can start a loyalty program and you can offer them an incentive to sign up. Maybe they get a free water bottle. Maybe they automatically get 25 points. Maybe they get $25 off of their next purchase or something like that. Okay. Now, also, if you have inactive clients that are already in your loyalty program, maybe you reach out and remind them that they have loyalty points that they've accumulated, and then they might come back because they're like, oh, I forgot to use these loyalty points. I can go in and I can get 10% off of my next package. I totally forgot about those points, right? So there's a lot of different ways. If you don't have this in place already, most of our scheduling softwares, lots of different platforms already have a loyalty program or referral program embedded, automated into their system. But if yours does not, you can look at things like Perkville or Referizer. And there's another one. I'm blanking on the name right now. It's a person's name. I want to say Simon, but I don't think that's it. I think it begins with an F, to be perfectly honest. But if I remember it, I will come back here and add it down to the show notes. But you can look at Perkville, you can look at Referizer. All right, these are great programs, great reward programs, great loyalty programs you can infuse into your business. All right. So number 3 is how can you woo your current clients, but also customers that have become inactive with special offers. You don't always have to start your win-back strategy with a discount. It's always an option, but you don't always have to start with a discount. Maybe it's just an email or a text saying that you've been thinking about them. And hey, here's a link to our schedule. You do still have some sessions that you haven't used. We'd love to see you back in the studio. Schedule your class this week. All right. So the other way that I highly encourage people to use this strategy is if you track your data for a certain period of time. I usually recommend 1 to 3 years is a great way to track your data. You can see when people start to fall off the schedule. What is your retention rate? So let me just say, for example, you sell a membership and you sell a monthly membership, and usually you can see that after 5 months, people don't return. So now you know that your churn, what we call churn is when people cancel their membership, is at 5 months. So if at 4 months of that membership, you can have an automated email sequence that goes out to tell them all about the benefits they have if they stay beyond 5 months, or maybe even get them to upgrade into an annual membership for a discount before that fifth month. Now you're going to avoid that churn. All right. So you're interrupting that cycle basically of where they are most likely to fall off the schedule and start to cancel. So you'll only know this really by tracking your data. Again, it's another reason I'm really, 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 really adamant about tracking your metrics. But it's a way that you can interrupt that and then avoid that drop off. So I would test it. I think it's a great way. All right. Your promotion at this time might be the saving grace, that one last enticement that brings customers back to your doorstep, your website, your studio, your clinic before they would normally drop off. Try to personalize the incentive as much as possible. Maybe you can say, hey, if you sign up for a year, I know your daughter comes in, a couple times a year from college, we'll give you 3 guest passes and you can bring your daughter with you. Those are great ways to do it. Or maybe if you have private sessions, say, if you upgrade to the annual membership now, we'll throw in 2 private sessions. Okay, so these are great ways to make it very personal for them. And it's really effective at increasing revenue. Putting a time limit on it can also help, right? So if you say, we like to do this with our intro specials. So we tell people that, so we have a couple different intro specials. We have a 3-class intro special, and then we have a 2 private intro special. And if the person on their introductory package purchases their next package before that intro is done, they get 10% off their next package. So we have an entire system, an entire process that we have somebody call them, we have somebody text them, and then we have a couple emails that go out to them that remind them, and a push notification if they're on our app that says, don't forget, if you sign up by today to purchase your next offer, here are the offers we recommend, you get 10% off. All right, so that's a way that you can include kind of a limit on the offer, an expiration date, to entice them to jump on this before. So what that does, again, there's always strategy behind this. What that does, what we were seeing was there was a really long lag time between intro offer to next purchase. Sometimes it was up to 30 days. So by doing this, we decreased the length of time it took them to commit to their next package by 21 days oftentimes, which meant that in the course of a year, they would most likely buy one extra package or have one additional month of membership. So again, it increases the lifetime value of that customer, which will increase our profit. Now, here is the best part of this episode. So if you stuck around till now, kudos to you. And if you're listening to this on replay, awesome. I am going to give you, I promise this, I'm going to share with you the exact win-back strategy that we have in place at Pilates in the Grove, which basically means you're going to get our email swipe files. You should change them for your branding. I wouldn't suggest just copying and paste it because this is our messaging, but you can certainly use this as a template and then just kind of infuse your own voice into this copy. So if you want to grab this, all you have to do is visit www.kristagurka.com/winback. That's WINBACK. kristagurka.com/winback. And you can get access to our email sequence that goes out with our win-back strategy that has been really, really successful for us. It's all automated, so we don't even have to think about it. Okay, so I'm just going to go through very little. If you're listening to this, I'm just going to kind of give you an overview of what our win-back strategy looks like. So like I said, part of our win-back strategy is we email out a email, text, push notification, and call. Also talk to them in studio that if they sign up for their next package before their intro offer is finished, then they get 10% off. So that is one of our win-back strategies. Okay, now these are for people that have lapsed, that have become inactive and haven't returned to the studio. So usually these are people that have already bought a long-term package, or maybe they didn't take us up on that incentive right after the intro offer. And so this is for people, this is the email that goes out to people that have not been in the studio for 3 to 6 months. Okay, so it's been at least 3 to 6 months and they haven't been to the studio. All right. Now, the subject line says, miss us, name, we miss you. Okay, so, and it says things have been a bit up and down lately with your schedule, we can imagine. We know it's been a bit of a wild ride over these last couple months, insert the summer, insert holidays, whatever you want to do. But we want you to know that 1, we are open. 2, we still have space on our schedule. And 3, we are offering a variety of classes and additional services that you may not be aware of. You haven't been into either studio for a while, and we wanted to make sure you have a chance to come see, insert, we had our new location, and enjoy some of our, insert, newest instructors, and we highlighted some of our new instructors. Then we insert a picture of the studio or a GIF or a funny video with one of our instructors saying, come on back. All right. So then it says, we want to get you back into your Pilates routine with our awesome team of expert instructors and physical therapists. We're offering you $25 off any purchase in the next 2 weeks with code BACKTOPILATES25. Hopefully that gives you the kick in the pants you need to schedule a class and come see us in person again. We know the hardest part is just scheduling. We can't wait to see you back in the studio. Insert first name. We have a picture of the studio and people in the class. And then it says your studio friends miss you, from the team of Pilates in the Grove. Okay, so we track that promo code back to Pilates 25, and we can see how many people use that to get $25 off their purchase. And it expires 2 weeks after they click on the link. So it's a way that we can track that as well. Then we have another win-back strategy that is for people that haven't been into the studio for over 6 months. So what happens is if the people come back to the studio after that first email, they get taken off of this email because they've been in the studio for in a 6-month time period. All right. So this is another email that goes out now if they haven't been in the studio for more than 6 months, right? And it says, again, it says, are your ears ringing? And then it says their first name. Then the email says, we've been thinking about you, so we were wondering if your ears are ringing. We can imagine things have been up and down for you lately because we haven't seen you at the studio, but we're here and we're waiting for you. Book a class or buy a package in the next 2 weeks and you'll be rewarded big time. Get $25 off your purchase with code Back to Pilates 25, schedule a class and come see us in person again. Then we have a link to schedule. We also have a text option for this, all right? And we have a push notification option. So if they still have our app on their phone, it sends them a push notification. Now, besides the win back strategy, what we also do, this is another incentive to get people to stay with us right before they would eventually leave. So again, if we go back to the time of we're thinking about, they churn at about 5 months, say, right? So what we do is at 4 months after they've been with us, we have this, we call it loyal customer for X amount of months. You can insert however amount of months, weeks, visits, you can do whatever it is that you want, okay? And then we send them a text or an email and it just says, a gift just for being awesome. Here at Pilates in the Grove, we're dedicated to creating a supportive environment that helps people reach their health and wellness goals along with having fun, while having fun along the way. But we can't do that without you. You've been a loyal customer of our studio for a while now, and we just wanted to say thank you. Here's a $25 Starbucks gift card for you. And if you're opposed to coffee, we hope you can get another treat while you're visiting. And then we have a little graphic for them. And then it just says, you know, here's your local, it gives you a local Starbucks area where you can include it and where they can download it. And it says, we appreciate you being a loyal member and we can't wait to see your face again in the studio. Be sure to tag us when you buy your coffee. Okay, something like that. So it's a way that, again, we're rewarding loyal customers, which the strategy on that is to increase their retention, to stop them before they fall off. And then the win back strategy before is to get those people that have left, okay, to come back in. Now, we usually, like I said, create expiration dates on those things. We don't usually create an expiration date on the loyalty gift card that we're giving them, but we do oftentimes create an expiration date on the loyalty or the enticing offer to get them to come back in the studio. Again, if you want to grab this swipe copy and insert it into your own win back strategy for your clients and customers, then go ahead and visit www.kristagurka.com/winback. That's WINBACK. You can download our entire swipe file. Like I said, I do encourage you to make it your own, insert your own copy, messaging, you know, use whatever incentive, or I love giving back to local. So if there's a local shop instead of Starbucks, or a local smoothie shop, or I don't know, kombucha, whatever your brand is, then do that. You know, you can give them a product from your facility, a t-shirt, but you have to make it something of value, is really my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm all about getting clients to come back, because sometimes we, you know, especially when we fall off, if we've been traveling, it's just a good way to get people back in the studio. And if you can get, so let's just say, let me just give you numbers for here. So say you give somebody $25, because I know some of you out there are like, well, if I'm giving them $25, aren't I losing out on money? And I would say no, because if you think about it this way, if you send out a bunch of these and you're giving, and 10 people take you up on it, okay, you just paid out $250. Now, if each of those 10 people buys one physical therapy session, let's say, that's usually $150, now you've generated $1,500. So I would pay $250 to generate $1,500. Or if you're a studio and you're selling packages, and each of those people bought packages and spent $250, that's $2,500. Again, I would spend $250 to win back $2,500. You 10 times your money. All right. So that's a pretty good yield in today's market. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you really enjoyed it. I really, really, really encourage you to consider what your win-back strategy is. Try to set it up to automate it, and go ahead and grab our swipe files at kristagurka.com/winback, and go ahead and DM me over on Instagram if you have questions or comments, and let me know how it worked out for you. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Krista Gurka over there on Instagram. And until next time, my friends, bye for now.